All right, today we're going to get our hands dirty and go right under the hood of a really smart AI system called Project Lighthouse. We're going to break down its architecture, piece by piece, and figure out what actually makes this thing tick.
So it all starts with this huge question, one that every company on the planet is asking. How do you find your next big idea? I mean, how do you really figure out what problems people are just desperate to have solved? That right there, that's the multi-billion-dollar question. And it's exactly what Project Lighthouse was designed to tackle.
You know, most companies, they're just guessing. Some of the better ones might be listening. But this system, it's built for something else entirely. It's not about just hearing what customers are saying. It's about truly understanding their unaddressed frustrations, the stuff they might not even be saying out loud.
Okay, so what's its mission? The best way to think about it is like an AI detective. Yeah, its whole job is to be a market research platform that's all about discovering problems nobody else sees.
And it's beat the entire public internet. We're talking Reddit, news articles, App Store reviews, all that noise. Its job is to relentlessly dig through all of it to find what they call market friction points. And these are the little gems, the genuine unmet needs that, eventually become great products.
But how does it actually do all that? Well, this is where the architecture gets super interesting. See, it doesn't just rely on one giant, all-knowing AI. Nope. Lighthouse uses what they call a three-brain approach. It's not built as a single thing, it's a team.
This is the core strategy right here. It's a tribe-provider model. Basically, it uses 3 different AIs from 3 different companies for 3 totally different jobs. You've got Google's Gemini handling the need for speed, Anthropic's Claude for the deep, heavy-duty reasoning, and then there's xAI's Grok, which has a very special role that we'll get to in just a minute.
And this is so key. It's all about using the right tool for the right job. Think of Gemini as the workhorse. It just plows through massive amounts of data, super fast and super cheap. Then you have Anthropic's Claude. That's your strategist. It gets called in when you need real nuance, some careful thinking. And Grok from xAI? Oh, that's the skeptic. Its only job is to poke holes in everything. Okay, so you've got the team, but how do they actually work together? Well, the system organizes them into this really structured process. It's basically an assembly line, but for creating insights. Let's take a look at how that pipeline is set up. It's actually a pretty straightforward step-by-step pipeline. Each step is managed by what they call an agent. Just think of it as a specialized AI worker with one and only one job to do. So an agent using Gemini goes out and discovers the raw data. Then, the next agent comes in and pulls out potential problems from that data. After that, it gets passed to an agent using Claude to figure out, hey, how big a deal is this problem? And finally, another agent gives advice on what to do. It's a perfect handoff from one specialist to the next.
But wait a second. Here's a problem for any simple assembly line, right? What happens when one of those agents gets a piece of information and it's stuck? It can't make a decision. What if it needs more evidence, like right now?
The answer is one of the coolest parts of this whole system, something called native tool calling. This means an agent, right in the middle of its task, can literally pause, go use a tool, like a search engine, to find more info, and then come right back to its job with that new evidence. It's kind of like giving your assembly line workers a library card and letting them run off to do research whenever they need to check a fact.
Okay, a smart assembly line is great, for sure. But what makes this system truly next level is its secret weapon. It has the ability to learn and adapt based on feedback. And here's the kicker. It does it without all that expensive, time-consuming model retraining.
And you won't believe how simple it is. It all kicks off with a single click from a human. The system shows you an insight, and you just give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
But if you give it a thumbs down, you don't just stop there. You pick a reason why from a list. Was it the wrong topic? Not enough evidence? Was the idea just too broad? By clicking one of these, you're giving the system super specific, super valuable data on exactly why it messed up.
So then that feedback gets sent to another AI agent, this one called the prompt refiner. Its only job is to look at these ratings. And what it does is it spits out what's called a learned preference in just plain English. And this preference, it gets automatically tacked on to the instructions for all the other agents for any future work you do. The system is literally learning your personal definition of good. And it doesn't just learn from you. The system is also smart enough to learn from its own mistakes. Every single time one of its searches comes up empty, it logs it. It keeps this big list of failed discovery queries and studies it
so it doesn't waste time making the same pointless searches again and again. It's this awesome self-correction loop.
Now this next part, this might be the most fascinating piece of the whole puzzle. To make sure its ideas are actually good, and to fight against that classic groupthink problem, Project Lighthouse has a built-in team of AI critics. I'm not kidding, it literally makes its AIs argue with each other to make the final idea better.
First up, you've got Glitch. This one is powered by xAI's Grok, and its role is the challenger. Think of it as a destructive critic. Its whole purpose in life is to just roast weak ideas with this sharp, almost snarky tone. It's there to find every single flaw.
Then you've got the customer advocate. This one runs on Anthropic's Claude, and it's the grounder. Its only concern is the end user. It's constantly in the background asking, yeah, but is this actually useful? Is a real person ever going to use this? Isn't this too complicated?
And last but not least, we have First Principles. This one also uses Grok, and its job is to be the simplifier. It questions every single assumption. It wants to break the problem down to its absolute core, always challenging the why behind every single decision.
So, let's step back. When you put all these pieces together, what's the blueprint here? What does this teach us about how to build really smart AI systems right now? What we're seeing is that its intelligence comes from a really clever mix of things, right? You've got the multi-agent assembly line, the smart routing to the best AI for the job, that awesome in-context learning, and using live search to get fresh data. But look at what it skips. No vector databases, no traditional RAG, no fine-tuning. Its power isn't coming from just using the latest buzzwords, it's coming from a seriously smart architecture.
And that kind of leaves us with a big, final question to think about. A system like this really suggests that maybe the future of AI isn't about building one single, giant, all-powerful brain. Maybe it's about building smart, specialized teams of AI agents, each one with its own job, all working together and, yeah, even arguing with each other to get to a better answer. What do you think?